Alright guys, welcome back to the channel once again, and today we're gonna be talking about this Jira Kanban board. Okay, so we're gonna be implementing this feature. So let's suppose I have a card over here. I have a card in the to-do, okay, and I have to drag this card into the in progress. So it's gonna be coming over here and then drop it over here like in the review. So it's gonna be dropped over here. So as long as like you're moving your card in the different kind of containers, so it's gonna be changing the status of the card according to that. So that we get implemented like changing the status of the card according to the section, droppable section. But we're gonna be looking at the feature like how you can just move the card from one place to another place by dragging it, and then there are going to be 4 rows over here, and then we're going to be looking for the status change as well. So we're going to be creating this Kanban board and then moving the card from one place to another place, and we're going to be changing the status. So these few things we're going to be doing in the React completely. Okay, so let's get started. So I have the next step created already over here. So I've written this Kanban board. So I'm going to be creating the rows, the columns over here, 4 columns with the different kind of name, and then we're going to be having some card over here in the first column, and then we're going to be moving it from by dragging it. Okay, so drag and drop feature also I'm going to implement. So this video going to be longer, just sit back, relax, and just watch this video till the end. Okay, and keep subscribe the channel if you haven't subscribed it at all, and just make sure you like the video as well. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so let's go to the code first. So I have this small template ready already over here. So I have created this page, and the route is Kanban. So if you know about the Next.js, so whatever the route you create inside the app folder, so you have to create the folder, and then inside the folder you have to create the page, so that when you call the /Kanban, so it's going to be automatically loading this page over there. Okay, so that's how you create it. And if you want to create any CSS file, so I have already told you about those things in the previous video, but you have to just create one CS like global CSS file over here in this folder, and it's going to be loaded over here. So you have to import that file as well into this file. Okay, so so if you have to create the Next.js app, so you have to do, so let me just open another tab here. So you have to just create npx create next app, and your app name like ABC, whatever you want to give. So it will ask you a few questions like this. You want to proceed, so I will just deny it because I don't want to proceed right now. I already have an app. Okay, so just remove it and close this terminal. So that's how you can just proceed for the new app, and it's going to be create a boilerplate like this, and after that you can just start working on. So you will just get default template, which is .page, but if you want to create the route, so you can just create some folders inside of it and then create page.tsx, so you will get the folder over here. So I got this Kanban board over here, so now I have to create some rows. So I'm going to be creating one data structure over here first. Remember this, doing this kind of implementation before you should know about the data structure. Like data structure means data object structure, like how the data object gonna be look like for that, and then you're gonna be doing some implementation like mapping, sorting, filtering, and all the things into that. So how you gonna do that? So let's get create, because it's gonna be long video, so I'm just gonna be take it little fast, so you can just reduce the speed and then watch it again. Okay, so just let's create the data structure for it. So I'm going to be having one array const columns equals to this, and inside that I'm going to be having one ID. So ID gonna be first to do. Okay, inside that text gonna be to do, and the value always gonna be to do. Value we can count ID. Okay, with that. Okay, let me just take it like this and do it 4 times, because we have a 4 column. Control Z, we have a 4 column. So let's go one by one. So last one gonna be released, so I'm just gonna make it released. Okay, and then over here just make it released. So we're gonna do a lot of things with that. So over here we're gonna be marking it done. Okay, over here we're gonna be making it in progress. Okay, over here in progress. Okay, so this is gonna be, so these are the 4 columns. If you don't know about the Jira, how the Jira works, so if you would be working in the multinational company or somewhere in the like normal startups and all, so whenever you just work over there, so people create the Jira tickets, and then on that ticket you have to work on according to the sprint wise. Okay, so these are the different topics. If you want to know about the Scrum, and also you can just watch another videos on YouTube. I don't have any recommendation yet, but you can watch on the YouTube, so you will find how the Scrum thing works in the Jira. Okay, so you will get to know how the sprint and how it goes. So that's how. So we got this Kanban board, so we have to focus on this one right now. Okay, so we got this columns over here. After that we have to create one more state, so we're going to be having few cards into that one. Okay, so let's create the card object. So let me create one more folder over here like this, data object dot tsx. Okay, inside that let me just copy this object from here. So I'm going to be having this static data right now, so I'm just going to be changing in that one, but you can implement the dynamic data as well if you're working on any project. Okay, so So cards data, okay. So I'm gonna be having few cards. The card ID gonna be over here. So card ID gonna be ABC. Okay, column ID. So I'm putting it column ID means the column in which column the card gonna be existing. So that's gonna be attached with that. So I'm gonna be marking it as to do. Always gonna be inside the to do, and the card name, whatever the text. So just put the text, whatever the text you have. So all the details gonna be inside the card, like text description, the Jira ticket labels and all, and story points and all. Everything comes inside the card data. So I'm not going to be covering all those things. I'm just going to be covering the name and all the which column it's related to, because we have to look on the feature and logic implementation, right? So let's take the text card 1, okay, ticket 1 or something like that. Just copy it, and all the cards gonna be in the same to do, and just okay, let's just put the comma first. Okay, just put the comma first over here. Okay, and then just go ahead and there's ID thing, and just change the ID ABCD ABCDE DE ABCD 1 2 3 something like that. So ID is always gonna be unique for each and every card, because that's how you're gonna know which card belongs to which page, which column and all. So we got this. We have to export all this data. So just export it, export const, go up over here, export const, okay, and just go to the next tab, page.tsx, import the data over here, go up, import, control Z, import, React first, React to React, okay, go over there, import columns, okay, and then comma what was that, card object, card data. So I'm gonna make it as a smaller case, camel case, okay, control Z, camel case, okay, because column data, make it column data, okay, go back in the Kanban over here, just make it column data and make it cards data, okay. I'm gonna be managing a state over here, so let's suppose use state, okay, use state, and into this state I'm gonna be having the cards, okay. So the cards gonna be by automatically, cards gonna be over here, like into this state gonna be set. So it's gonna be cards data, okay, cards data over here. So it should be imported, the state should be coming from here, use state from here, okay. Now let's manage the state for the column data as well. So because state Kanban, so we're gonna name it as Kanbans, okay, use states, we need the snippet, state Kanbans, okay. So we're gonna be calling it as a canvas, okay, whatever the columns we have. So just put the column data over here, column data, okay. Now what we have to do, we have to map the column data. So just pass the div, okay, and just give it class name empty4, okay. Just give the padding little bit to p2, okay. After that, just go inside this, map the columns. So we have a column over here, so just okay, just column over here, so just Kanban dot map, okay. No, just what I'm doing over here, I'm just Kanban dot map. Sorry for my typing center, because I'm typing a little bad. So just do this, and after that just create div, okay, and div, inside the div we're gonna name it, so items, it's gonna have p, and then items dot text, okay, we're gonna name it text, okay, and we have to put the key as well, otherwise it's gonna throw in items dot id, okay. So let's see it's mapped or not. We have to do flex justify between. So these are the classes of Tailwind. So you have to, if you want to look about the Tailwind documentation, so you're going to be seeing these classes. So flex is kind of display flex, justify between is justify content between, okay. And if you want to do align item center, so you have to do items center, okay. So I have already worked into it a lot, so I remember a lot of classes over here. But let's see into our code side what's happening over there. So we're not getting anything. Why is that so? We got some errors. Source app Kanban page.tsx, import trace request module, column data is not exported. Let's go back over there, column data is not exported. It's exported a lot. We had to save it, we got save it, it's compiled. Let's go back to the browser, we should see everything over here. We are not getting it, so maybe there's a kind of let's see in the elements. We got everything mapped up or not inside the div. So if we go h1, just close this one. Yeah, so the divs are mapping, but the text is not coming just because it's kind of white screen. So we have to give the text a style to that. So by default the font style is white, I think. So let's go into global.css. So the color is kind of white. So if I just remove it, and if you see over here, so I'm getting the colors over here. Okay, so let's give some border, no, background to the divs. Okay, go to the page. Let's close these tabs, other tabs over here, so we don't need those. Okay, so let's give some class names. So the background bg gray 100. Okay, let's see how it looks like. So if you see over here 100, nothing. Okay, bg gray 100, so I think it's gonna be bg gray 100 like this. Background, yeah, so you see background is coming. Okay, let's give some padding p2. okay, and w full, which means width full. Okay, so width full, and the margin left mr2, I think that would be fine. So you see now it has expanded. Okay, expanded to full width. Okay, now we can just put it like this way. So you see it's expanded. Okay, now what we have to do, so the text is the left right corner. Okay, so the text is fine, we don't have to do anything. We just need to increase the padding a little bit, px. So we can do px like p2, px4, and the py2. okay, now let's try it. Okay, no, not over there, so control Z for this one. Okay, now do px4 and the py gonna be 2, and remove this padding from here. Okay, let's go back, see. So you see it looks good a little bit. Okay, now we have to expand it. We need to add some data in it. Okay, which data is connected to that. So right now we have to expand. We need to make height of each and every around, like, let's see, make it height like little bit, give some height to that. So the height's gonna be, because all the cards have to be mapped respective, all the cards have to be mapped in the respective, each and every respective columns. Okay, under the column. So make sure you are mapping the data, so each, and like mapping the Kanbans. So inside those Kanbans you have to map the cards. Okay, not the outside of it. So all the cards gonna be mapped inside of it. So we have to put the check and everything, so the card gonna be mapped properly. And once you move the cards according to the ID, you have to just manage the state. You don't have to do anything over here, it will automatically work for you. Okay, so just remember that while you're implementing any logic in your front-end coding language, any language, doesn't matter. It's a kind of ReactJS, it could be Vue.js, or it could be any other like JavaScript and vanilla JavaScript we are using with HTML, CSS, or whatever it is. Okay, there are so many languages out there, you can use it. So we gotta work on that. So first we have to increase the height of it. So let's give some static height. So height equals to full. First let's do the full. Okay, let's do full. Let's start working out. So let's give height is 80. Let's how it goes. So yeah, this looks good. Okay, so this looks good. Okay, inside this height I'm going to be mapping the cards. Okay, so we're going to be designing the cards as well. So we can create another component for the cards, but I don't think that is mandatory because we have less code over here, so we just need to write on the logic part. So after this p, so I'm just going to be putting this p inside one div. Okay, this, okay, and this div. Okay, inside that I'm going to be creating another div. Okay, just put the class name. Okay, give empty2. Okay, and then give p2 as well. Okay, and just put the gray, so bg gray 400. Okay, let's see how it looks like. So you see this is, and just do h full. Okay, let's see. So you see h full, so h is coming full, h value is coming full now. Okay, now we have to do this. So this h is 80. So we're going to look at it later, but it should not go outside, should be remain as it is under this bigger div. Okay, we'll see it later. Okay, later on we have to map the card first. Okay, so inside this div your card's gonna be mapped. So let's map the card. So cards data, cards dot map. Okay, and map according to the ID. Okay, so it's gonna be map according to that. So let's suppose you're gonna be doing div. Okay, over here, so just do div. Okay, inside that div you just name it the card name. Okay, so just to pay, remember that the card gonna be coming inside those Kanbans which have the same ID. Okay, so we have to put the check over here, so whenever you are matching the card. So let's do that first. Okay, so just do like this. Okay, inside that just do like this, and then do if. Okay, so Kanbans, so items, so the cards we're going to be making as C. So we just call back just the argument, get the argument as C. So the if items dot id equals to C dot column id, then and then div, inside that div we're gonna be p, and then p we're gonna be doing C dot text. Okay, now let's see, and do card, just do class name. So the bg grade 800, okay, no, 800 is gonna be around 200. Okay, and p gonna be our 4, p gonna be 4, and then okay, h gonna be around 40. Let's see how it looks like. So I got the 4 cards, and mb, I'm gonna be using mb equals to 2. Okay, so I got all the cards over here right now. I'm gonna be sending rounded. Okay, just make h to 32. Okay, so this I got the cards, all the cards are mapping over here, so we just need to do overflow auto to this one. So overflow auto, you see now, so all the cards are just overflowing inside this one. Okay, in this container. So you can just now we have to make it draggable, droppable, so we can move this card from here to this one. When we drop into this one, so it will just give us some ID, and then it will not be dropped into this one. Okay, let's change the ID directly over here. So just go into the data object and just pick the ID from in progress, and just put the ID for this to do in progress and this to do in progress. Let's see it's getting mapped inside that or not. Reload. Okay, and see 2 cards are coming in the in progress, and 3 cards, rest of the cards are coming in to do. Okay, our Kanban board is working now, so we are good. Just we have to implement the logic, move the card from here to here, and then it's good to go. So let's do it. That's gonna be a little interesting, because the drag and drop feature is kind of very good. A lot of people doesn't know about that, how to use the drag and drop feature. So let me just give you the drag and drop feature, little bit brief idea. So there's one library in the React DND. Okay, beautiful DND and the DND. So you can use this one, React DND over here. Okay, and see how much rating it has. So it has like more than 1 million people has been already used it, and this DND you can also use it. Okay, so you can just go into the React DND. So this is a 2-factor authentication, so you can read about the documentation. Everything over here is written properly, and you can just go over here, so packages and everything, source code is given, and I don't think, because yeah, so it has given you hooks and also how you can use it. Okay, so you see use track item begin, then all the things you can use it like this way. And then there's another library over here as well, so it's called React Beautiful DND. So React Beautiful DND as well. Okay, let it search. Okay, so this is the one of the things, so you can just search it, and it is given the example as well, the seed we are looking for right now, and you can use it. So whole documentation is given over here, so you can use it like this way. Okay, so let's make our cards trackable first, and then we're going to use this library over here. Okay, we can use this one, and also what we can do, so let's suppose this is your box. Okay, and then just put the draggable, Control Z. Okay, no, this one, just put like this one, draggable. Okay, and let's go into the code. Okay, over here. So now we start picking up, so you see it's getting dragged. Now it's draggable. Okay, and if you drop it from here to here, so it will get dropped as well. So what we have to do, once you're dragging it and you're dropping it over here, so it's going to be dropped inside this card. Okay, so we have to make this droppable. Okay, so just go above in the Kanban, so whatever the Kanban you have made, let's make it droppable. Okay, and then we're gonna just drop the context. You see now our cards are draggable, but it's not dropping over here, so we need to make this area droppable. So let's go back to the code over here, and then this is the div where we have to drop the card. So just make it first on drag over. So first we need to check on drag over, something is getting dragging over to the element or not. So we have to do even prevent default. So by default, if there is any event is passing, so just gonna be removing it. And after that you have to just capture it on drop method, and inside that you can just say hi for a while, like console.log say hi. So just do it hi, okay. And after that just go to your browser, and just if you try to drop anything, so you see you plus icon you will get, so any card you will drop it, so you see it's not going back again, okay. Any card directly drop it, so it's going to be dropped over here, so like this, okay. Now we have to move the card over here, from over here to over here, so let's do it. So just go back to the code again, okay, sorry, just go back to the code again, okay, over here, and then let's do some stuffs, okay. So we're gonna create some functions. So on drag function on, okay, just let's do it, function on drag card, okay. We're gonna get some IDs over here, so that we have to save those IDs. Same for function on drag on drop on drop card, okay. So I have a habit for using arrow function a lot, but I'm using this earlier order ES5 function, so sorry about that. Let's get some IDs. So let's get the ID over here, sorry, ID and the string, okay, over here ID, what ID more need, string, okay. And then let's just create one state for checking which element is tagging right now. Use state, okay, drag element, exactly, okay. And now that just put it like this, null. Right now there's nothing, okay. Over here just go drag on drag element, and now let's check, put the console over here, console dot log ID, okay. Just go on drop function over here, console dot log, control Z, what's happening with the code right now, console.log with the ID, and we're gonna check it now which ID is coming. So we're gonna just name it log4, we don't need log4, we just need log, okay. And then check it like drop ID, and this is gonna be drag ID, comma drag, okay. Now we have to include these functions. So the drag element function going to be on drag start, on drag, we're gonna be using this on drag card, and then we're gonna be passing the cid, c.id, okay. We have to pass one more ID, c dot column ID, which is gonna be your parent ID, so we have to accept the column ID over here as well. So we just go over here, p underscore id equals to string, which is gonna be your parent ID, exactly. And after that you have to go over here, before the card we were mapping over here inside this area, inside the cabin, this area. So we're gonna be just calling that function on drop card, and then we're gonna be getting the Kanban ID, so we have to pass like items dot id, okay. So now we're gonna get the items dot id, okay. So it's very easy peasy. So I'm dropping the card over here. Once the card gonna be dropped, so what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna be push that card from here. I'm just gonna be changing the ID of the card from here, from the earlier one to this new one, okay. So my card always gonna be remain as it is over there, and it will always automatically move from there. So that's gonna be logic, okay. So we got this card on drag card, and let's just go back to the code. Let's go back to over here, the browser. And if I move this card, so you see I'm getting the ID of the card, and it's running 1000 times, and stop it. So you are just getting this done means this is your droppable card. It's like this area, whole context area, okay. Now go back, I'm gonna be writing the logic. It's gonna be very easy peasy for me. So what I'm gonna do, okay, let's see. So draggable elements, I'm gonna be pushing the object over there. So let's just define the object type. So object types, so it's gonna be null as well, okay. Over here is gonna be c underscore id, which is gonna be child id as a string, comma p underscore id, which is gonna be parent id as a string, okay. So there's two kind of types gonna be defined for this state. So either it could be null or either it could be this object, okay. So let's set it over here. So set draggable element, okay, draggable element, and inside that element we're gonna be pushing the c underscore id equals to id, comma p underscore id, equals to p underscore id. So we don't have to write the p underscore id in the object if you have the same value by the key, so you just write it like this. Okay, so that's fine. Now whenever we will drag the element, so it's always going to be checking for this one and then set the element inside the state. Okay, now you have to come to over here the droppable elements. Once you drop it, okay, so you have to check first you have a draggable element or not. If you have the draggable element, just go over here, find the element first inside the cards state. Okay, in the card state. Okay, so just find the element by the id. So let's suppose draggable element dot id is dot cid. Okay, so this is, so it's including the optional chaining as well because it's undefined, it could be null as well, so that's why. Now find cons, sorry for the typing, my keyboard is not performing with me. Okay, cons card element equals to cards dot find. It's very easy for me to finding that. Find, okay, find card I'm going to be finding. Okay, and then find the card, but there's a problem with it. Okay, so what's the problem? The problem gonna be I have to find the card, I have to replace the id of the parent, that's it. Okay, so there's a different ways to do that. So what I'm gonna be doing, okay, let's see. I don't have to run this kind of things over here, just to set cards. Okay, now, okay, just go over here and then dot cards. It's a very simple method. Okay, just remember it's item. Okay, just map it like this. Return, you have to return items, item. Okay, item, you gotta return this item as it is. Okay, inside the set cards. Now what you have to do, if draggable, draggable element dot pid equals to, no, sorry, first we have to check the cid, because cid equals to, okay, equals to item dot id. Okay, now what should we gonna do, item dot id, so we have to do draggable element, no, sorry, dot item dot cid, item dot column id is gonna be droppable card id, droppable column id. Okay, so the column id equals to gonna be id only. Okay, easy peasy. And even, okay, so right, we are not we are just passing, like we are just pushing the cid pid both over here, but I think we don't need that. We just need the cid part over here. So we're gonna be checking because your card is already dragging, and then once you're dropping over here, so it's gonna be always remember which card you were dropping, and you just need to check the card and just put the id which is coming over here. Okay, now let's check this out, logic gonna work or not. Okay, so if I remove this card from here and my all the cards are mapping into the same table, why is that so? Let me check what did I do wrong. So draggable element dot cid equals to item dot id. Okay, item dot id, if item dot column id equals to id. Oh, I did the wrong thing, just because it should be 3 equal to, but yeah, that's I reduced the code, but it's fine. I made it 3 equals to. Now let's suppose I move this card, so it's coming over here. I move this card over here, so it's coming over here. Now I move this card, so it's coming over here. It's very easy. I move this card, I move this card, I move this card, I move this card. See, now my Kanban board is ready. Let's go to the code again. Just go to the data object, card 1, card 2, card 2. So now we have to update the status of it. Okay, status, so just keep the status in which card it is. So status equals to do. Okay, so in the to do right now, so the to do gonna be status, and status equals to in progress. Okay, and the same gonna be id. So id could be different, like it could be hash format id for each and every column, but I'm just keeping it the same like to do, so just for the generosity, but it could be different. Okay, so status equals to it would be like it's in to do, so that's gonna be to do. Okay, status, just copy it, paste it, just copy paste. Okay, just paste it over here to do in progress, and then to do in progress over here. So it could be to do, it should be inside to do. Okay, now save it, go back, and you see my cards already. So I got the 2 cards in progress and 3 cards in the process. Okay, so they have the status should also show over there. So just go into paste.tsx, and then we're gonna write another line over there. So just go this and then put the status, c.status. Okay, status gonna be like class name, just put the pg grade, no text green 200. Okay, let's see how the colors should come. Okay, so it's kind of very light, make it dark a little bit, so just get it 900. Let's see how it looks like. So you see the status is also coming. Let's make it 600 or something. Okay, so now the status is also coming, so it's in to do, it's in progress, and if I move it to done, so it should be done, but it's not changing at all because I'm not changing it. So let's go into this function over here. So drop, it's just, you can see how shorter code I have written, just two functions and two map functions in the JSX, and your Kanban board is ready. Nothing extra I have did. Okay, just two map functions over here, one over here for the cards, one the Kanban board, and the two functions over here just for drag element check, and three states, and this one. So how shorter code I have wrote, and this Kanban board is ready. Okay, so you just see how clean code it is. Okay, so that's how you have to be doing. You should be doing like this. Okay, so now we have to find the column first. So just go const find column equals to column data dot find. Okay, inside that item, okay, inside that just go item dot id equals to id. Okay, now it's going to find the column data, and the find column dot status we have to put over here item dot status equals to find column dot status. Now we have to put the status over there. So what, it doesn't have id at extra, I think, apart from id or text. So we're gonna update the status over here. Status gonna be to do, status gonna be in progress. Okay, now go back to code, just go back to the, so now reload the page. Okay, now let's move it over here. So you see it's got done, it's got released. So our changes, we are status is also saying it's all set. So you see how it's working. So my Kanban board is ready, and it's working same as it is like this one. So if I open this card, so you will see it's going to be review, it's in review mode, so it's not done, it's review. Conversion is changed, like these cards are to do, review and all. And if I move back card, this one, so it's moving to do. So it's working as a all. So I hope you guys like this video, and if you learned something from this, just let me know. And this was just for the tutorial purpose, because I'm going to be keep on making these kind of videos for the logical implementation. And you can just, you have a task like how you can move this thing with the CSS, like it should come like totally, this container should cover this one. So I gave the same height, but it's just going over it. So you have to just fix this problem and let me know in the comment box if you have to, if you already have done it. But I know how can I do it, so I will do it. Thank you so much guys, thank you for watching, and my Kanban board is ready. I can create some Jira tasks for myself, so you can click on it, you can open the modal and all the things. Thank you so much guys, thank you for watching, and I'll meet you in the next video. Bye bye.